Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Wiki Comic Book Roundup, and we're going to start things off a little bit differently than normal. We'll be doing a video on actually just a single book from this week. We got more, but this is one I want to cover by itself, at least the first issue. We might do this again in a few months for another first issue. We'll see. Ooh. Excuse me. That first issue being, as you no doubt saw from the title and thumbnail, Alien #1. So, I talked a lot about the the DC Fox merger over the last few years, especially especially what it would mean for certain Fox franchises, namely Alien. And the announcement came last year that starting this year, Marvel would be handling the Alien and Predator comic book lines from here on out. Predator #1 actually will actually be coming out in, I believe, June. So, we've got a few months. But, so yeah. Alien #1. First off, the only points in time that were ever definitively stated within the Alien films was that there was 57 years between Alien and Aliens. So, this actually does kind of give us a little bit of, what's Disney plans to go with the franchise. The two events listed as being previous to Alien #1 are the events of Alien, which take place in the year 2122, and the events of Aliens, which takes place in 2179. Also of note, however, is that it says nothing about the incident on Fury 161 from Alien 3. So maybe Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection are being kind of just pushed to the side. Anyway, that said, Alien does not deal with any of the characters we already know from the franchise. No Ripley, no Hicks. There are a couple Bishop androids, but they're not the same Bishop from Alien. Also, no Newt. So, yeah. Our focal character is a man by the name of Gabriel Cruz. And he's in therapy, actually. But he talks about a dream he has, how it begins in the dark, and his therapist, one of the Bishop unit, might think knows what Gabriel means, but he doesn't. Can't. He explains that the dark he sees the truer shade than just the absence of light. You can't find it just by clapping your hands over your eyes. Dark like this gets into you, penetrates you, tightens around your skull, presses into your eye socket until something pops, and even the memory of light, even the belief in light, drains away. And so that's what he finds in dark and, Alien, the xenomorphs. But there's another thing similar to along with the xenomorphs is what appears to be a xenomorph human hybrid, which honestly looks a lot like Syl and Eve from the Species franchise, which was also based on, for which H.R. Giger did do the creature designs. And I think through various buyouts is also owned by Disney. So, but yeah, whatever it is, it's described as being the closest thing that the nearest thing that Cruz thinks exists to true evil, claiming that it's also the thing that will someday reduce all life to gore and ash, but it's looking for him. She's looking for him, and he kind of wants to be found. So the point we're at now is January 2020 or 2200. Like I said, he's having therapy with his bishop, and he's about to go back to Earth. And basically, the bishop unit's file, data files on Cruz will be transferred to the bishop unit that Cruz starts seeing as well. So it'll be basically just like going, instead of going to a new therapist, it'll be just like going to your longtime therapist's new office. Is all. But he gets a retirement, his big retirement ceremony. Everyone's there. The beginning of this is taking place on Epsilon Station. I'm guessing it's a replacement for Gateway from Aliens, or it could simply be just another orbital space station. But apparently, Cruz used to be the installation security chief. But Cruz also mentioned that he wants to reconnect with his son Daniel, whom he hasn't seen in years. He has an estranged family, basically. Turns out Daniel's part of an anti-corporate resistance movement, but he goes to see and is agreed to meet with his father mainly so he can gain it. He can steal information from. He can steal something from his father that will give the movement something information they need. So Dan goes to see his father. They talk. They argue. But yeah, Dan makes a run to the bathroom and he claims he's going to the bathroom, but actually, in actuality, steals the data from his father. The two have an argument. Apparently, Dan had a brother, Lucas, and Lucas died while Gabriel was on a mission. But yeah, he basically just Gabriel just kind of makes things work with his son, though it does kind of seem like his son doesn't want things to improve and would prefer to just cut his father off completely. But yeah, he did get the data from his father. One thing that Cruz has mentioned remembering is that on the mission wherein he ended up in an alien hive is one of his squad mates saying that he wasn't supposed to be there. He had taken leave time. He was going to go on a vacation with his girl, but he was put back on the mission at the last minute. But he's talking about discussing this with his new therapist. And it's stated that apparently the bishop unit that was part of of Cruz's combat unit, everyone in the unit actually considered to be a friend. But the bishop unit that he's speaking with suggests that Cruz try again to reconnect with his son. Tell him what he saw in the dark. What happened to him out there. In March, at Epsilon Station, the anti-corporate group storms the place and starting off by killing two of the security guards and then making their way through, figuring that the place that's generating the most power in the station is, of course, or most of the power is going to, is the server farm. It's believed that Epsilon is a cyber warfare facility, among other things. However, upon arriving, it's not a server farm, it's a biolab. But there's a locked door they can't get into. Some of the scientists show up and a lockdown. One of them initiates a lockdown just for being shot by the. But when the shooting begins, well, things get loose. The tail is shown. Looks like a facehugger is shown. Some facehuggers pop out, including one that at the end as the issue ends, goes after Danny Cruz. That is where the issue ends. Now, we're not going to be covering the Alien books, the subsequent issues of Alien, on their own video. This is just a one-time thing. This is a one-time thing, hey. But, yeah. Also, I thought I'd show off one of the variant covers from the that's the David Finch variant. When the announcement was made, there was a David Finch drawn pin-up picture for both Alien and Predator and Marvel. The Alien picture involves a xenomorph aboard the Milano, as you can tell with the Walkman. The Predator one implies that a Yautja hunter has just fought and defeated Iron Man. Though I would say he fought and defeated Iron Man drone because, let's be honest, maybe a Yautja hunter might stand a chance against the Mark I armor. But yeah, the modern armors, no way. Anyway, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.